Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I will share with you a very nice scarf shawl recipe with sleeves. You can also use it as a blouse if you want. When you look at the screen right now, it looks like a blouse, but this is just a flat rectangular piece with sleeves. I want to add the visuals of the tying technique to the screen. When you look at the screen, you will see that there are many different ways to wear it. If you want, you can use it as a blouse, a shawl, a scarf, a neck collar, in any way you want. We will knit a flat rectangular piece. We will knit this rectangular piece by adding sleeves later and knit it flat. There is no difficulty at all. I shared the entire production phase with you step by step in the video. I hope it will be useful content. It was a very stylish work. It is really casual. In other words, I can say that it was a piece that you will want to carry with you all the time. It was a really nice work to wear on such cool evenings, especially during these spring season transitions. It also ends very quickly. I want to show you our knitting closely in detail. Look, the sleeve part is here. We put our arm through here immediately. A flat rectangular piece. Let's say we put our arm through here. You can bring it by wrapping it from the back. You can bring it by wrapping it from the front. You can do it any way you want. It became a piece that you can insert. Look, it looks really nice. I definitely recommend you to work on it. It was a great project that I liked. I hope you like it and try it. I shared all the details with you step by step in the video. You can find all the details in the video about how much yarn I used, the size of our knitting, and how we worked. I'm sure even those who are new to knitting can do it very easily. It's really very easy to make. Look, I want to show you our knitting in detail. It looks great when it's attached. You'll want to knit it and finish it as soon as possible. It really became a very nice piece. I worked with pleasure and liked it. I hope you like it and try it. Before moving on to our detailed recipe, I want to make a small request from you. You can subscribe to our channel for free. I would be really happy if you like the video and don't forget to leave your comments. Let's move on to our recipe. I used Spaghetti's Melody yarn. I want to share the content of the yarn with you right away. It is a yarn with a mixture of 20% wool, 80% acre, 50 grams, 200 meters long with color transitions. There are many different color options. I will add the link to spaghettier.com in the description section below. You can click there and see the different color options. Again, at the end of the video, I will share with you how many Fridays I used. Look here, I knitted and completed the large piece of my knitting. I knitted and completed the long rectangular plain piece. We will knit this with a very easy technique. Now at the beginning I want to tell you the measurements in centimeters because you can use different yarns. Even if we use the same yarn and the same crochet hook size, your measurement may be a little less or a little more than the measurements I gave. This will change depending on our knitting density and looseness. This is also an important trick. Now look at the width of the piece I prepared. That is the short side. When I hold it like this, it is 35 centimeters. Look, the short side of my piece is 35 centimeters. The long side is 2 meters long. If you want it looser, it can be longer than 2 meters. You can make it 2 meters, 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters more. Or if you are petite or thin according to your body, if you are in the size 36 range, you can leave it at 1.60 or 1.80 instead of 2 meters. In fact, this can change completely according to the size range you want. But it is actually a standard piece. It can be for everyone. Such a loose knit. It is also useful to state this. Again, you can evaluate its length according to yourself. You can easily do this by wrapping it around your body as you knit. Now we will prepare our knit with a simple technique. The yarn is very beautiful because it is already mobile. The color transitions are very beautiful. That is why I do not like to use models in such yarns too much. It is really enjoyable to work these yarns with fast-moving knits in plain knitting. The crochet hook size I will use now will be 3.5 mm. You can determine your own crochet hook number according to the thinness and thickness of your own yarn, the tightness and looseness of your knitting. Again, I want to show you the texture of the yarn as a single piece up close. Now look at the light color here. We will start with this color. What did I do at the beginning? After making my first chain lock, I started pulling my chains a little looser than the setting I knitted. I got the 35 centimeter size I wanted. For this, pull your chains about 50 centimeters, that is more. If you have any extra chain, look, I have some extra chain here. I can cut it or remove it. What am I going to do now? I am pulling my chains too much like this. Now we are going to work the triple crochet groups here. We are going to work the triple crochet groups as in the classic Hanim Dilendi Begendi motif. It is very, very easy. We are going to work a total of 22 of these triple crochet groups. Now I will be explaining the model to you with a small example. Look, I have prepared my chains too much here. What am I doing? I am wrapping it around my hook. I am turning the reverse part of the chain instead of the straight part, and I am using these dotted lines on the back. Look, I use this in all my knitting and we get a nice look. Since we are going to work on this side of the knitting, this will be very useful. Now I have wrapped it around my hook. I am leaving the 1, 2, 3, 4 chains at the beginning and inserting into the 5th chain. I am knitting 1 double crochet. Now the 4 chain gap I left here will come here and use it last. I'm only leaving it at the beginning like this. Look, this is something special for the beginning of the row. Now I'm not counting this point. Look, I'm not counting this chain point. Now I'm knitting my double crochets in the back dotted line of each chain, 1 double crochet. I wrapped it around my hook. I'm inserting into the back dotted line of the next chain. You can also insert into the chain if you want. There are 3 stitches. I wrapped them together. I'm knitting them together. At this stage, if you think I'm knitting too fast, you can slow down the video or conversely speed it up. I wrapped it around my hook. I'm inserting into the back dotted line of the next chain and knitting my crochets. Now, while knitting my crochets here, I'm knitting them in a multiple of 3. In other words, it's necessary to create the model in the form of 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus. Let me also go into my chain here. Look, if I show it like this, I'm not counting the chain point at the beginning. What am I doing? 3 treble crochets plus 3. Now I'm doing 1 more plus 3. I work 22 treble crochet groups like this. If your yarn is thin, this number can be more for you, or if you want it wider, 35 centimeters. If the width is not enough for you, or if it is too wide, you can make it shorter or wider. In other words, you can extend this short edge as you want. What are we going to do to extend it? Multiples of 3. Look, I'm not counting the chain point in this corner. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 3, 3. Let's make another triple and we're done. Look, the rest is in all of us. This is now a multiple of 3. Let's see, I worked 3, 6, 9, 12 double crochets here. I worked 22 groups of triple crochets here. Now what am I doing here? I left it here. Look, my row is over. I made 1, 2, 3 chains. I turned my knitting over. I'm filling in the beginning of the crochet and look at the beginning. I separate the 1, 2, 3 double crochets and look at the wide space between them. I separated the 3 double crochets. I'm sinking into the wide space between them and knitting 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3. At this stage, if you think I knitted too fast, you can slow down the video or speed it up. I'm filling in the crochet. I'm separating 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. I separated them immediately and the wide space between them. I come to the gap and knit 3 treble crochets. I fill 1, 2, and 3. There are no chains in between. See, I wrapped it with the hook and I separate the 1, 2, 3 treble crochets here and I insert into the wide gap between them and knit the triple treble crochet group 1, 2, and we have come to the end of the row. I fill in the hook. There was a point where we worked with a chain here. Look, we left 4 chains here by inserting into the 5th chain. We do this especially for the beginning. 3 treble crochets remain. Look, I insert into the wide gap between the chains and knit 3 treble crochets at this point. 1, 2, 3. Now we had made 4 triple treble crochet groups here at the beginning. In the next row we have 1, 2, 3, 4 treble crochet groups again. Now here I said 22. Now look, from now on the ending and beginning of the row will always be the same. After knitting the triple treble crochet group, we pull 1, 2, 3 chains and turn our knitting upside down. We wrapped it around our hook and separated the first group of triple treble crochets here. Look, we are immediately inserting into the space in between. We immediately pass the triple treble crochet and knit 3 treble crochets into the space in between. I am filling second and third. See, there is a nest here again. I am filling with crochet, and here, see, I immediately pass the triple treble crochet Coming to the wide space in between, I knit 3 treble crochets. I wrapped second and 3 with crochet, and the next look, passing the triple treble crochet, I knit 3 double treble crochets in the wide space in between. I wrapped with crochet at the end. We will always use the wide space between the 3 chain treble crochet and the 3 chain treble crochet. Look, this will always happen at the end of each row. I dip into this space and knit a group of 3 double treble crochets, and when I look at my row, I have obtained 4 triple treble crochet groups again, just like in the row below. As I said, here are 22. This number can be changed by you too. It doesn't matter how many there are, it should be the size you want. We pulled 3 chains and turned our knitting. We are filling with crochet, and look at the first intermediate space. I passed the triple treble crochet. Coming to the intermediate space, I knit a group of triple treble crochets. It is a very, very easy pattern. It goes very fast too. Now we will work on triple handrail groups in the intermediate spaces. At the end of the row, definitely look at this point, and in this space, in the chain space, make sure to knit a triple crochet group in each row. If you are new to knitting, you can count how many crochet groups you have made in each row. There should be that number. Now in this way I have knitted and completed my 2-meter long piece. It is a long piece. You can also use this as a scarf. I will show you the finish right here. I am sinking into the chain space again. I have knitted 3 treble crochet groups. Now we will make it a hole. Look, I have made my finish right here on the flat part where the row ends. What will I do? I will fold it in half like this, and now I will create the arm part. I want to show it like this. We knitted this 2 meters long, and we will make this flat piece into a circle. After knitting the treble crochet point here, I am holding the other end right here. See straight. I held the other end, and I am sinking into the 3 chain gap in between. I made a stitch. First I am making a slip. Now, because we are going to work a double crochet in between, now I am going up with 1, 2, or 3 chains at this point. Look as if we are starting a new row. I made the connection. I went up with 3 chains. I am filling in my hook. Look here, because I am going to work this point at the end. I am using this part. I am using the chained point. Look, I'm not sinking into the intermediate space by sinking into the 3 chain slipped space right here. I am accepting a double crochet in the chain right here. I have knitted 2 double crochets. We will do it here with the end. Look, I have used the point that we will use in between in the chained part. Now I have knitted 2 double crochets here. Since I'm going to knit a spiral, I have accepted a double crochet in the 3 chains here. I am filling in my hook. I pass the next triple double crochet and come to the intermediate space, and I am knitting a group of 3 double crochets again. I am knitting. I wrapped it around my hook. I am passing the triple treble crochet and preparing my 3 treble crochet points in the space again. Look, we have now made this a hole. It was a flat piece. We have made it a circle. We started from here. We will knit our triple treble crochet groups. Let's proceed to the end of the row immediately. Let's share the ending and the beginning here with you immediately. Look, we have come to the end of our row. We are sinking into our last intermediate space here, and we have knitted the 22nd triple treble crochet group in this way. We have created 22 triple treble crochet groups again. Now I am coming to my starting point. Look, in this part I am sinking into the top of the first double treble crochet that we started without touching the 3 chains. I have taken a stitch and I am slipping. I am sinking into the next point and taking a stitch and slipping again, and I continued the slipping process until I came to this space in between, and look, in this way we have obtained 22 triple treble crochet groups. I made the connection in this way. Now I have come to the intermediate space. I'm going up with 1, 2, 3 chains here. I wrapped it with a crochet hook. I came to the same space and knitted 1 double treble crochet. I have knitted another double treble crochet in the same space again, and I have obtained the triple treble crochet group with the chain. I am filling it with a crochet hook and coming to the next intermediate space, and look again. In this part we will knit our triple treble crochet groups in this way, as a whole. Now let's complete the row here again. Now we will knit 22 triple crochet groups in this way for 2 rows. Then we will move on to working our elastic here for the arm part. I will show you how I do this right at the end of the row. Now we have come to the end of our row here. I'm knitting the triple crochet group by sinking into the gap in between. Now, without touching the chain here, I have sinked to the top of the first double crochet. I have cast off a stitch, I have slipped it from my waiting stitch. After this slip point, I have gone up with 1, 2, 3 chains. I am wrapping it around my hook. I am knitting 1 double crochet by sinking to the top of the first double crochet that comes. I have wrapped it around my hook. I have knitted the double crochet group again by sinking to the top of the next double crochet. Now, since I will decrease 1 double crochet here, look, I will complete it in 6 points. I will do this in 6 places. I will have done this by spreading it like this in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I am stuffing it around my hook. I don't touch the first double crochet. Now I'm knitting 1 double crochet. I'm wrapping it around my hook. I'm knitting my double crochet to the top of the next double crochet. I'm wrapping it around my hook. I'm knitting the first double crochet of the next triple crochet. Double crochet. I'm knitting double crochets to the others in order. Now look here, I've jumped to 1 double crochet point. I've knitted the other one. Now I'm knitting another point. I knitted my handrails by sinking at the top of each of the 3 handrail groups, including the first handrail. Now I skipped 1 here. After knitting 2 handrail groups, I am now skipping 1. We will sink to another one, that is, we will knit 2. We will skip 1. We will proceed in that manner. Look, I knitted all the treble crochet groups. I didn't knit the first treble crochet group of the next treble crochet. Look like here. Now I'm going to continue knitting here. I knit my treble crochets by sinking into the top of each of the 2 treble crochet groups. I am knitting. I immediately sink into the top of the double crochet again in another one and continue knitting without skipping any. Now, since I knitted 2 here, I am skipping the first one now. I am sinking into the second one. We will knit the entire 2 double crochet groups. When we come to the third one, we will skip the first double crochet and knit 2 double crochets and repeat this 6 times and reach the end of the row. In other words, we had 66 double crochets in total. We used 22 of the triple double crochets. Our double crochet count, which was 66, will have decreased to 60 in this way. Now let's complete our row. Look, we have come to the last point of the double crochet here. We made a decrease at 6 points as we described. In other words, you can do this randomly. I completed it like this. Now I am sinking into the top of the last double crochet. Since we accepted the chain here as a double crochet at the beginning, I am also knitting my double crochet at the slip point here. After knitting the double crochet here, I have a total of 60 double crochets. Now without touching the chain, I am sinking into the first trabzan here. I have taken off a loop. Am I slipping? Now I will go up with 3 chains and I am starting my elastic pattern. Look, let's remember the 66 treble crochets here. We have made 22 of these treble crochet groups, 66 treble crochets, and now we have knitted a complete treble crochet. By sinking into their tops, we have decreased 6 treble crochets. By not sinking the treble crochets at 6 points, we have obtained a total of 60 treble crochets. Now I am moving on to the elastic pattern. Look, I went up with 3 chains. I am filling in my hook. The first one that comes, look, I am sinking into the body of the treble crochet that I have made a slipping from the front. In this way, I am entering from the right space and removing from the left space. I have removed a loop. There are 3 stitches. I am knitting a double treble crochet again. I hope it is understandable. Since the color is dark, I am filling in my hook. I am sinking the next treble crochet from the back. Look, I am sinking from the right wide space from the back and removing from the left wide space. I take a stitch from here and remove the stitches from the points I have sunk in. I knit a double crochet again. I fill my hook. Onto the next one. Look, I am knitting a double crochet by inserting from the right wide space of the next crochet and removing from the left wide space. I have shared this elastic pattern with you before. If it is not clear here, if you write the video in the comments where I show the elastic pattern in light color, I will share the link with you. I am filling my hook and look from behind. I am inserting from behind the crochet. We are inserting from one front and one back. Look, I am inserting my hook from behind. After wrapping the loop, I insert it from behind, insert it from the right wide space and removing from the left wide space. I am knitting a double crochet by taking my loop from this point and removing my loop from the places where I have inserted. I'm filling my hook. After inserting from the back, I will insert the next crochet from the front. I am inserting from the right wide space and removing from the left wide space. My treble crochet is visible on the hook. Look, I'm taking my loop from this point and filling double again. I'm knitting a treble crochet. Look, it is a very easy example. We are progressing by just knitting a treble crochet again by only sinking from one front to one back. Our treble crochets are prepared by sinking from the wide gap, sinking from look. We are preparing elastic knitting in this way, sinking from one front to one back until the end of the row. Come and share the beginning of the end with you once more. We have come to the end of our row. Here is our last treble crochet. After sinking to the back, I am knitting my treble crochet by sinking from the front to this treble crochet and the last treble crochet. I started by sinking from the front. I need to finish by sinking from the front, because our going up chain needs to stay in between. Now look, without touching the chain in between, I am sinking to the top of the treble crochet that I started by sinking from the front. I took off a stitch and slipped it from my waiting stitch, and I pull 1, 2, 3 chains and go up. In other words, we sank from the front when we finished. We started by sinking from the front when we started. All 3 chains look as if they were sank from the back. Look, we will have a nice look this way. We went up all 3 chains. The next steps we will do are the same. Look, the treble crochets we have sunk in from the front are quite obvious. We are knitting the treble crochet we have sunk in from the front by sinking in from the front. We are filling our hook. Look, the treble crochet that is behind is also sinking from the back. Look, I knitted the treble crochet by sinking from the back, and I am knitting the treble crochet by sinking from the back. The elastic pattern is that easy. Look, I am sinking in the treble crochet point from the front again. When I sink the double treble crochet from the back, it is quite obvious. Look, I want to show it like this. I am also knitting it by sinking from the back. We are knitting a double treble crochet. We are looking from the front. We are looking from the back. We are looking from the back. We are sinking from the back. We will do this at the beginning of the row, and the last treble crochet we are sinking from the front without touching the chain. We are sinking to the top of the first treble crochet. The chain goes up, and we are starting by sinking to the top of the treble crochet. We will extend our treble crochet pattern as much as we want. You can make it as long as you want here. I set my elastic on 60 treble crochets here. The elastic pattern consists of multiples of 2, for example. This way you can make your numbers however you want. If you want it narrower, you can adjust this arm point like this. Now let's knit a little bit. Now it wouldn't be right to measure at this stage. It wouldn't be right to give centimeters. Now we will extend it enough and finish it. When we come to this side, look, I want to show you how I pulled off this extra chain by bringing our knitting together as a whole. Look, there was an excess chain here immediately like this 1, 2, 3. I cut from the third chain, cut from the third chain, and tighten the yarn at this point like this. See, we remove the excess chain like this, tie the yarn again, see where the flat side is, immediately here. Look from here, I will start knitting by making a connection from here. Like this. Let's show this right here so that there are no questions in mind. Immediately I am making a connection here. Let me show this here. See, I want to show you the beginning at this end. Did I create a loop with a chain? Now look here, we have a point of 3 chains. We have a gap. I immediately sink into the chain space at the bottom of the banister. Then I immediately take the other end, and here I sink into the top point where the first banister is. After sinking into 2 points, I take the loop out of here and slide it from my waiting loop, and here now I go up with 1, 2, 3 chains. Let's remember we had sunk into the chain space there. Now in this chain space in between, we will prepare a total of 22 points here. Look, the one after the banister in between. I sink into the chain space and I knit 2 double crochets here immediately. I accepted the double crochet in 3 chains. I fill the hook. I pass the groups of 3 again and see if I am knitting the double crochets in the intermediate spaces. See that we have made it a hole in exactly the same way as the technique I have shown on this side. We will prepare it at this end. I will extend the elastic part of the arm part enough and give you the measurements in centimeters now. Let's complete both sides. Let's share the finish and measurements with you immediately. Look, I have completed both arms as we have described to you here. Look, I am telling you our elastic sample from the double crochet point. I worked the elastic sample in 45 rows. Now I want to give you this measurement. Definitely look, keep the elastic part long. The point where our arm will enter should be a little higher than the elbow, about a centimeter or so. At least now, if I were to tell you the measurement in centimeters, look, here is 32.5 to 33 centimeters, arm length, elastic length. If I were to tell you in your hand, the 11 centimeters I hold like this has a flexible structure. Look, we completed the elastic part in this way at 11 centimeters. The most 11 centimeters is 33 centimeters. Now look, after finishing the elastic part here, I made a slip in a row. I want to show you this right away like this. Look, I'm knitting the treadmills. We were knitting the last treadmill by sinking from the front in the form of a treadmill. And here I'm sinking to the top of the first treadmill without touching the chain. I made a loop. I'm slipping. Look, the next treadmill, I'm sinking to the top of the treadmill that's behind. I made a loop. I'm slipping. I am sinking to the top of the banister that I sank from the front. I took out a loop. I passed the loop that I took out by sliding it through the waiting loop. And we are finishing our row by continuing these sliding processes in this way. Look, we are finishing our row with a sliding. Here we have completed the arm section by sinking to the last point and hiding the yarn inside. Our measurement was like this. Now let's finish it and share it with you right away in its finished form. Look, I wanted to show it to you on the table as it is. I used a total of 9 balls. I used very little of the 9th ball. I also want to say this. Since the balls are 50 grams, they are not very heavy. When we say our scarf 9 balls, it may seem a little too much, but it is not. In other words, if I were to say too much in total, a skein with a wrapped arm weighing 450 grams. We have obtained a shawl. The shawl, the scarf, whatever we call it, looks really great when it is worn. It was a very nice work. I hope you like it and try it. Our recipe was like this. I wish ease to those who will make it. Don't forget to like our video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye until we see you in the next video.